does not have a lot of wiggle room here, and SNHU is just holding them at their spawn right now. Rhino just making use of this corner here along with Straight Up Menace, using his shift properly too to get out of there. Rhino has 100% charge, but there comes the surge and the lamp. They aren't able to get it out in time, and SNHU prevails. They got the touch on the point with the soldier, but he falls, and there's no one left from Thomas College to touch the point there. SNHU taking that first game there very clean.
Really, really nice play. Just absolutely cleaning up. And for Sapphire, this has kind of just been how they've been playing all night. Biso absolutely getting that play of the game. The Baptiste just putting out so much constant damage, and it was so hard for them to actually just avoid it, this ultimate coming through. And when you're just caught in these close quarters, it is so rough. And I mean, even though that Death Blossom, maybe over-investing a little bit, but just absolutely killing it so far. And Sapphire, I mean, we were talking about how really we want to see map 4, right? But it's looking less and less likely every time we see them play, because they do just they just clean up.
You're just rooting on their downfall here.
I know. I want to see I want to see push so bad, but
Yeah.
like it is so right now Sapphire are just absolutely 100% all the time.
Yeah.
And it is so hard to get anything past them. They punish everything.
Yeah, right.
And it is crazy the way that they are playing consistently.
Yeah, they are playing so well recently, and I feel like it's a whole team effort here. There's not, I mean, we see Pepto, we see Biso and Rhino and Straight. Everyone makes their own play, right? Everyone has their moment to shine on this team, and I feel like that's what makes them so strong right now. Is every player individually is very good on this team right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is such a stacked roster in this season, and at the moment, it is seriously like, how do you even deal with this?
Yeah.
Because you've got two you've just got such a good supportive backline who are able to just peel for each other, stay alive for so long. You've got two crazy DPS. Menace is really just abusing the state that like Reaper and Zarya are in right now, where he's just able to stay alive. He's able to stay in there for so long. And then you have Pepto, who's on the Sojourn, on the Sombra, two crazy strong heroes right now, and he's so good on both of them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And Rhino is also just consistently taking so much space for his team that it is wild. I don't even like looking at the way they're playing. I don't know how you really do it, other than just like you have to have someone that is as good as, like, you gotta have a crazy playmaker. You have a crazy Widow that is just hitting headshots constantly. It is so difficult here.
It is so hard to match them here, but we're gonna take a quick look at the maps in a second here. I think the next map is Paraíso.
Yes, it is, and the first time getting a look at this map is a hybrid map with a very interesting second point that we'll get to see. This is very much a map that line of sight can be a big issue, especially on the second point, and because of that, it's going to be really interesting what supports get played. I'm interested to see if Kiriko comes out, because we saw a little bit of Kiriko in the first map, or in the first set of tonight, that Kiriko really just popped up, and she didn't get too much value. She's very much a character that is so hard to actually find value on. Yeah. But when she shows up, and she, especially on Paraíso, where she's able to just TP through walls, able to just pop up and be everywhere all at once, I think that she could be a decent pick there. But again, you got to really try and just wring out every little bit of value you can get out of her.
Yeah, I feel like running Kiriko with another flanker up there, like Sombra or Tracer even. I feel like she's really good with Tracer, Genji. We saw Straight Up Menace the last game play a little bit of Genji too, and he popped off pretty hard too, I thought. So I wonder if they're going to switch out maybe the Reaper for a Genji here, or put Pepto on the Tracer. So a lot to look forward to here in this map. And definitely, like you said, Kiriko, I feel like excels with those kind of comps.
Oh, absolutely. It is, like, especially because it is in a state right now where, like, hack is so strong, anti-nade is so strong, and that cleanse comes through, and it can get rid of a lot of those things. I mean, whether or not spending on hack is a good thing is debatable, but, you know, when an EMP comes out and you're able to just throw it down, get rid of that hack, and you know, you're cleanse it of your entire team, that's a pretty good thing to have. So it'll be interesting to see if we have it. She's very much a new character, so I saw Thomas College hovering her for a second there, but we'll see if they actually decide to lock that one in.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like I haven't seen her enough yet, but I feel like she's pretty strong. I think she can fend for her own effectively serve as a third DPS there, you know, just blinking out whenever she wants there. So I also like the supportive capabilities she has, but I feel like if you don't want to use them, you don't really have to, right? Like you have enough damage. The triple multiplier on the headshot is just insane.
Yeah, she can definitely put out some decent damage. We will see Thomas College opt for going to Moira, which is an interesting pick. You don't see Moira too often in kind of organized play just because she is one of those characters that doesn't have a ton of playmaking potential. She's very safe, and actually we'll see him swap over to the Lucio, which I think is a much more a much better pick.
Yeah, the Moira, I don't think it really offers as much as the other supports you can pick right now, but we are seeing a Baptiste and Lucio and Ana and Lucio. So really, I like the composition SNHU has here. We are going to see straight up Menace working with the Genji here, so I'm excited to see that. And also, obviously, we're going to have the Zarya on both sides. Also equally as effective with Genji as he is with Reaper there.
Just getting in. I mean, with that bubble as well, with the bubble, he's really able to just get in their face and absolutely just really just lay into them without really suffering too much. And especially as Genji, who can be a little bit fragile, it's a little similar to Reaper though, because he does have deflect. That railgun shot doing a ton of damage to that Reaper. Now Rhino just in here. Lucio trying so hard to get back out. The anti-nade goes through onto Bookshelf. He's able to escape just in time. That immortality field keeping him alive. Pepto able to shut that one down. Staying alive here.
Going out there. One trick almost dying there, escaping with his life barely.
And now Rhino just trying to get on point, trying to contest this, trying to force them off here as the entire team just wraps around. JKB will actually be able to finish off that kill onto Rhino, but Bookshelf and Valkyrie go down. That is Thomas College's backline that is beginning to fall, and now Cargo Tokens, he's a healer down as that Baptiste just getting juggled through the air by One Trick here. He's just being occupied. He can't focus on healing, and Cargo Tokens, he is just stuck around 40% health right now, although it looks like SNHU is getting forced back. A straight up Menace goes down. Biso just trying to stay alive. Pepto trying to do some damage to that Reaper wraithing in, but now One Trick, he's just so deep, he's so severed from his team. He's got to try in so hard to get back in, and that's an interesting way to get back. The Overclock comes out with the Nano Boost as well, trying to do a ton of damage here. Takes down Valkyrie with that headshot, but now they're all just LOSing. Pepto right now trying to get behind cover, but the rest of the team is going to fall, and it looks like SNHU are going to be able to find this first point.
Yeah, I feel like that Reaper made it very hard for Pepto to actually find a pick on him there, and was able to use the Cubbies to his advantage there, as well as the Soldier. However, I think it just wasn't enough there to stop Pepto from shredding the rest of his team.
Yeah, and now you'll see on the second point as we get here, you'll see that extreme high ground I'm talking about. These apartments are very much a spot that you want to fight over, but we're going to see the blade come out from Menace. No nano boost to back him up. The immortality field comes out, but Jay Gibby's just going to be able to shut him down before he finds any value off it. Now One Trick is in a little bit of a weird spot. He's got an entire team looking at him here. Rhino finally finds Jay Gibby hiding in the corner right there, but he does stay alive, and One Trick will eventually fall, getting staggered out a decent bit.
Yeah, Rhino having to fall back here, but SNHU making excellent progress on the point right now. Their team just looking low all around the board. Biso has to, work to make up for One Trick here while he is rolling out. Cargo Tokens holding high here is going to be able to contest a lot of ground. Bookshelf just holding the point, not letting One Trick get any closer there. That's the power of the Reaper here, and the Surge comes out from Rhino. Big damage, forcing them to use all their utility here. And the Death Blossom comes out from Bookshelf, just shredding Rhino. Is going to take him out there and shut down the push. Bookshelf is turning up,
no!
But he gets shut down by One Trick there.
One Trick able to find that pick. I mean, he was basically good at that. Now he's just running down Jay Gibby as well, doing some decent damage on the Lucio, just able to really peel for his team so much by just exerting pressure by existing around these people. But now we're going to see a few switches come out from Thomas College. Bookshelf going to switch over to the Cassidy, as well as the Soldier coming out for Reed. These are two decent picks that I do like here. It is a bit of a more mid-range point, not really playing for the super close range or super far range. I think these are both decent picks here, although maybe a little bit redundant. We'll see exactly how this works out. But Pepto gets taken out there by Valkyrie.
Oh, there is the ultimate from Straight Up Menace, who's off. The Genji now is just going to lay into Thomas College's front line here, but it's not going to be enough. The beat comes out. Biso's going to find Valkyrie, and the rest of Thomas College is looking low. They are just on cleanup duty right now as Cargo Tokens falls, and the point is able to be pushed to the second point here.
Yeah, and now getting this point, SNHU, they've got about 4 minutes left on the clock. They've got a decent bit of the way to go, and you'll see here that they do have to kind of go through a little bit of a switchback here. This high ground in the middle is going to be so important for both teams to actually contest here. And we see already SNHU have gotten their way up here and are starting to push Thomas College back into their own spawn.
Yeah, I don't really, I like how far up they're holding here, really contesting Thomas and challenging them to this DPS check here from Rhino. But it is costing a lot of resources. However, look at the charge that Pepto is building right now. I feel like he just overclocked last fight and he almost has it up again.
The Cargo Tokens maybe a little out of position here. We'll be able to kill Straight Up Menace. You hear the entire team going in on him here, but looks like he might be able to actually escape. Pepto overclocking, trying to find anything, but he just can't. Nah, he will be able to find Jay Gibby and Valkyrie as well. That's both supports down for Thomas College. They are without healing for a little bit. The Pulse Bomb goes out, but it goes wide. Cargo Tokens and Reed are cleaning things up, and SNHU are going to get pushed back.
Yeah, despite their best efforts there, Thomas College will be able to hold on for a little bit longer onto that defense and resist SNHU again. They have this beautiful high ground here that they're working with right where the point is. I feel like it's working out well for Raid here. Bookshelf has to make it do with the back corridors here. However, here comes the surge from them, and Rhino just gets shredded by Raid there.
That is the most worth surge of my life. You see that Zarya overextend for just a second. You're able to catch her out, force her to just sit there, and that is such a scary spot to be in. Taking out that tank is so worth spending the ultimate on. And SNHU now have to completely fall back. They had 3 ultimates. They were ready to just continue to push that, but now they are fully just, cut off and forced to go back.
Yeah, for this next push, though, they have 3 ultimates, and we're only looking at Raid's ultimate right now, which I feel like is a decent trade. You can, juggle back, and here comes the 3 ultimates all out at once. Rhino with the nano on him is just microwaving the rest of Thomas College as their tank falls.
Is he going to surge? He's still holding on to it here. They're all grouped up at the moment. He's falling back. He's at 70 health, barely staying alive. Has to fall back to Biso here trying to stay alive. One Trick is also just so low at critical health, and he does have beat ready at the moment. He feels like he needs to use it, but a Helix Rocket takes him out of commission here. Rhino has got an entire team diving on him at the moment. Biso is just trying to keep him alive as long as possible, but he isn't able to. He goes down to Cargo Tokens here now. Just trying to fall back, get back with Straight Up Menace, and regroup here. But Valkyrie's going to find a kill there onto Pepto.
Yeah, I don't know if that push there was a little too ambitious with the nano or not, but it definitely cost a lot of time for SNHU. They are only working with 50 seconds here left on the clock, and they have to make do with that. Rhino has the ultimate, and Bookshelf sticks Biso, and the ultimate from Cargo Tokens also comes out.
Really nicely done from Thomas. They are absolutely finding these huge playmaking ultimates at the moment, and SNHU are down to their final 30 seconds. This is going to be pretty much their last push into this. They really need to try and find some sort of value here. They have no ultimates to work with. Maybe Pepto can try and find an overclock to come out soon, but Thomas College, right now they're working with a nano boost and attack visor. That's going to be pretty scary.
Yeah, that's not a combo you want to really be messing with here if I were in your shoes. But Jay Gibby has the nano ready. And there's a tactical visor from Raid, and the nano boost onto Bookshelf. It's a lot of damage, and 3 from SNHU falls as the first round there is completed.
A really good hold there from Thomas College. Yeah. They were able to stop them from going all the way, but SNHU still made it pretty far. Thomas College are going to have to try and match that.
Yeah, can we talk about how Cargo Tokens ulted twice in that last minute there?
Yes, that was insane.
Yeah, that is a lot of ult charge built from Cargo Tokens, and he is just performing on this Zarya here. I think this is, his pick here.
The Zarya is just so strong, especially on a map like Paradiso, where you don't really have a lot of times you're not holding in a single choke point. You're a little bit more spread out. You're a little bit further away from your tanks, especially here on this first point, because it's just so open. It's hard to hold all in one spot. Zarya is really able to just help people who are overextending and allow people to extend further than they normally should be allowed to. It's a really good hero right now, and just those barriers, you see how much work they are doing and how much they are helping their team stay alive, not to mention just building up so much charge for Zarya that it allows her to just melt people.
Yeah, because when you're working with Zarya, it's really Zarya's line of sight that you have pressure over, right? As long as you're able to get that shield on them, you can be however far up you want. You're going to get charge from it. But we're going to see Rhino on the Sigma this time, maybe providing a little bit more cover for his team, play a little bit more of a bunker style rather than the really aggressive one we were seeing last game, or last round.
Yeah, Thomas College now, we'll see them start to move forward here. Like we said, you know, this Sigma here is going to really allow them to just sit up on high ground and try and just hold super hard here. We'll see if it actually works out for them or not, because Zarya might just be able to kind of run at this shield and deal with it in that way. But it will definitely give Pepto a lot of room to actually poke, as well as straight up menace on the cast. Just really buys them a ton of space to work with. That barrier's taking so much damage, staying alive 25 health, but has to fall back and play around hard cover for just a second while Thomas College starts to just get up on the high ground.
Yeah, they're contesting this high ground at equal ground right now, and Rhino has to deal with this Zarya right up in his face here. Gets the stun, and a lot of damage comes out from Pepto, but Pepto has to move here soon. They are moving around very quickly.
Rhino a little bit out of position right now, just cut off from his team. He will have some healing here, but he doesn't have the actual physical support. Pepto's got a full railgun charge ready. He's looking at Valkyrie right here through the wall, not able to connect that shot, but Bookshelf will be able to take out straight up Menace in the back line here. As a player down for SNHU, this defense getting a little bit weaker for just a second. Biotic Grenade getting sent right back to one trick. Now he's got to deal with the Genji. On top of Pepto quickly rotating over, but he's going to go down to Reed. And now, will anyone be able to stop this Genji? Biso will put a foot in his face, take him down. Reed falls, but Thomas College are capping the point right now.
And the sleep goes out on Biso there. They are 1/3 of the way through capturing that point. Will he be able to contest it? And straight up Menace here, looking for J Gibby. It's going to fall and buy SNHU a little bit more time before Thomas College now has 4 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock with this first point capped.
That's a lot of time to work with here, and this is where we'll really see the Sigma actually start to shine, is when he can play around this high ground. They're looking to hold a lot right here, and I think they definitely have the composition to do it. The Zenyatta and the Ana are just going to give so much extra poke towards Rhino, and so will the Sojourn, just always being supported by that shield. We will see Menace actually switch off to the Tracer. He's been on it for a second, and I do like this. It actually allows him to harass their team on the ground while the rest of his team hold from high ground.
Yeah, and unlike that last point there isn't really a lot of equal high ground to work with here, but Rhino is just taking a lot of damage. Yeah, it doesn't look like SNHU's backline are really stepping up there with him.
Flux comes out. He is able to hit Bookshelf here. Might try and kill him, but the bubble is going to save him. He stays alive, but cargo tokens will end up paying the price. And the overclock comes out, just running down Valkyrie, trying to find a kill. And Bookshelf will find it. Pepto finds two before backing off. But now Reed goes down. He finds a third, staggering him out even more. Thomas College get themselves team killed.
Yeah, Pepto just finding so much value off of that ultimate there. And I feel like that is really what you want to look for in this composition here, is that Sojourn ult. But I think this is also a composition that SNHU is kind of used to running. This Sigma with the Zenyatta and Ana in the backline there. Rhino finding that rock from a very far distance.
Very
there.
shocked he hit that. See the Nano go on to Menace, though. He's in their backline trying to just get onto J Gibby, who's trying to just peel for himself in this corner, but Bookshelf also falls. Two of them go down in this cafe. Thomas College, they've got 5 ultimates to work with, but they are not organized right now. They are, some of them staggered out, and they're going to have to fall back and wait a little bit longer. SNHU, they're going to have to worry about a very strong push coming out from Thomas, though.
Yeah, Thomas has a lot of potential for this push here, and they are continuing to just try to hold this high ground here. It's a very small window there for Zarya to just shoot through. Bookshelf pops the overclock and is looking for Ana up there. Will he find her?
We'll be able to take down straight up Menace with that railgun shot, but not finding too much else outside of that. But Pepto just gets taken down from long range cargo tokens, stretching that beam out across the gap, and now Reed goes down.
Yeah, that's the deadly part of Zarya there. With the 100% charge, can just melt you in a second there, and you don't really have a lot of time to react to it.
Rhino now in a weird spot. Now has to try and push up into the Zarya. This is not a good really situation for Sigma to be in right now, and he has most of his cooldowns off. He can't really do much, but Medic's going to find a pulse bomb there onto Jay Gibby as Biso all starts to pump him, just taking down the frontline cargo tokens. Will just run at Pepto, taking him out. Rhino using both of his cooldowns, just trying to stay alive. The Biotic Grenade goes out from one trick. Will send out the Nano Boost to try and heal, but not going to be too much. Rhino barely staying alive. He's so low, but now he's got Bookshelf on him as well, and he's going to go down. Thomas College going to be able to cap this point.
Yeah, Thomas College finding their second point here with 3 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. They have a lot of time to work with to get halfway there to the third point.
And now SNHU are really going to have to try and fight for this high ground here. Thomas College, they just have to match where SNHU made, and that's about halfway through this final push. Pepto finding some damage there into Bookshelf, but the bubble coming out to save him. You'll see Thomas College, they're just around the corner from this final destination. Pep's going to pop the overclock, trying to just find some shots there on a Jay Gibby. We'll be able to find a body shot there, but we'll get behind hard cover before he can find too much, and he almost just got his head taken off.
Yeah, that reflect from the Genji is very dangerous. Have to look out for that. I feel like it was very well timed, too, from Raid. And they have the ultimates, and they are starting to come out. They are just on the edge here of pushing the point to the end there. Rhino contesting it as hard as he can.
They do have Dragon Blade ready, potentially a Nano Blade if they really want to commit to that, but SNHU aren't quite grouped up enough to maybe justify that. Valkyrie will go down straight up. Menace harassing the backline. Will find a pick there. Now just Jay Gibby left to support his team, and you see them start to back out here. They want to stay unified for a solid push here. They don't want to lose anymore, but one trick goes down, and that might give them the opening they need to actually go in. The overclock go out, and they're just continuing to push. Rhino eats a headshot there. He's going down so fast, he dies, and now the Dragon Blade comes out. The Nano Blade. Sorry, straight up Menace is just getting sent right back to the spawn room. Biso contesting in Transcendence, but not for much longer. He can barely stay alive, and Reed will be able to pick up that kill. Are Thomas College going to be able to push it in? They will, and we're now 1-1.
SNHU has officially lost their first game here.
That is crazy. We're going into map 4 tonight at least. I'm so excited, but before that, we're not going quite to push yet. We still got a third game to go through before we get there, but it looks like we've got a serious game going on between these two. Definitely one of the closest ones we have seen so far for Overwatch 2.
Yeah, we've seen Thomas College here in the second map really pull through, and you know they showed SNHU what they're made of. They are able to contest SNHU here in this set they have going on, and I'm really looking forward to what SNHU answers with now.
Oh, absolutely. And just kind of looking at Paraíso for a second, we got to see really, I mean, Sojourn is already a strong character, right? Like, yeah. I think no one would contest you by saying Sojourn is strong, but on that map in particular, Sojourn is so strong because she's got the mobility to get up to high ground. She's got the ability to really just play around that extreme high ground, always take forward, like just push so hard into the other team and dive so hard, whereas other characters like Soldier might kind of struggle to do that with how vertical that map can be. It's a great map for her, and I think really we got to see a lot of great Sojourn play there, but I really want to highlight the support play that happened in that game because it was huge from both sides.
Yeah, it was. I feel like both supports did a really good job of enabling not only their tanks but their DPSs there. We saw a Nana go out onto straight up Menace in order to save him, and he even got a pick off of a situation that would have been lost otherwise, right? So I think the adaptation that the supports are making is a very important emphasis to this game here.
Oh, absolutely. And you see especially a lot of really good usage of ultimates on Paraíso as well. Just the way that Thomas College, you know, they had all 5 of their ultimates stocked up for a lot of the game, actually.
Yeah.
There was a couple of fights where they had, you know, 4 or more ultimates ready, but they never used all of them. They always kind of tempered themselves. They use exactly what they needed to, and I think that smart ultimate usage is really what brings them through team fights. But let's go ahead and check out what map we're going into next. It will be Route 66.
Love me some Route 66. This map, I feel like has, it's not really one you think of when you think of Escort here. I don't think it's, I mean, we haven't really seen it at all, have we?
Not so far in Overwatch 2. It has not been a super popular map, or at least not one that we've seen too much in actually played. But for Route 66, it's a very It can be a map where you really see snipers start to play well in Overwatch 2 because there is just such large sight lines, and they're really able to kind of exploit that. But I think what we will likely see coming out in this first point is just trying to hold as long as they can, really on top of the gas station, because that's a great spot for Zarya to hold. Really great just sight lines there to put bubbles out and allow the rest of her team to play very forward, while also it's gonna be another surprisingly great Sojourn map, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna have so much great usage of her mobility to actually find a lot of really great flanking angles.
Right, yeah, and not only is the emphasis on the long sight lines this game, I feel like it's also on, you don't really think about it, but the verticality of the map, because like the entire map has at least 2 layers, right?
Yeah.
There's at least that one high ground spot that you can hold on every single point of this map here, but we are getting into game soon. Right about now, as we see, there is one of the high grounds I was talking about, and there's not a lot of cover either on this map. So we could see, you know, a Widow, we could see a Hanzo, maybe one sniper. I don't really think you're going to run 2 though, because that's when, you know, the cleanup crew diver gets you.
Yeah. I mean, what you see in terms of cover is really on this last point here. You do see that's when most of the cover comes out. But point 1, point 2, it can be so hard to actually find a spot to sit behind and feel anywhere close to safe, especially on this second point here where you do have that inn that you can just sit on top of, especially a character like Sojourn can really just camp up there and peek out exactly when they need to. And we're going to see that a lot here as well, because the payload very much has to kind of push through this like valley where it's got high ground on both sides, and for you know, both Pepto and Bookshelf, it's going to be really big for them to actually switch between those high grounds.
I knew they were going to pick Monkey on this map. Contesting that high ground is so important right now, that first one, and I feel like Winston does such a good job of it. And they are not running the Zarya, they're running the Sigma, and I feel like Winston just kind of walks all over Sigma.
This is going to be an interesting matchup here, because it is very much how much space can Rhino actually force out and how much space can he make them respect. And we'll see Monkey immediately start to go in. He doesn't have Bubble, though, and now Bookshelf goes down. Pepto already finding that kill, and it's just an all-out brawl right off the bat. Cargo tokens goes down. Rhino, we're trying to send that rock through Reed. He's burning. He's got Discord on him. He can barely stay alive as Pepto runs him down with the help of Biso. That is just a complete team kill for Thomas.
Was it the shotgun blast from Ash that knocked him back that first time?
I think it was.
I think it was.
He tried to drop Bubble, right? He like tried to, you know, he timed it right, but he got knocked back, and the Bubble ended up falling on top of the payload instead of onto the high ground.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. You don't see Ash that often, so I even forgot that a shotgun actually knocks people back. So very smart play there. And here comes the Monkey again, and he gets a lot of value this time, but he falls, and so does Bookshelf, along with Raid, and now it's cleanup time. But the huge sleep on Pepto, by the way.
I mean, he was just in such a weird spot. How do you punish that? And of course, Valkyrie is just going to have someone right on top of him, shooting him in the head over and over. Really good positioning there from Pepto. An unfortunate sleep dart timing for him to just fall over onto that other high ground where he can't get punished.
Yeah, very clean sleep there, but unfortunate landing.
And now we'll see Thomas College. It seems like they really need to try and change things up, and we see them swap over to Sigma. They're not really going to try and do this dive anymore. It hasn't been working out for them. We're going to see the Baptiste ult come out from SNHU, opening up that window. Pepto has Overclock ready if he feels like he needs to use it. They're all caught in there. That's a big dynamite that goes out, doing a ton of damage, and Rhino right now just sitting over the point. They're all directly under them in such a weird spot to be in. Bookshelf takes a ton of damage. Biso is going to be the one to just solo kill him.
Yeah, Thomas College is just struggling in this little alcove below. It's really hard to contest SNHU when they're above them like that on the high ground. And the overclock comes out. It finds a little bit of damage. But Rhino looking a little bit low there. Pepto just snipes Valkyrie.
And once again, just going on that kill streak. Reed will be able to take out straight up Menace in the backline, but forces the Transcendence out from Biso. Doesn't want to die to that Genji. Pepto will be able to punish him for overextending. The overclock comes out. One trick, 7 health, still barely alive. Will go down to the overclock from Thomas College. 2 overclocking Sojourns look at each other trying to find kills. They're both just killing each other's backlines as Biso goes down. And now they've got to stay alive without their support. Thomas has to stay alive without their tank. Neither side really fighting at full strength, but neither side really able to push.
Yeah, they're at a bit of a stalemate here, but That's a big dynamite there. I think Thomas College spawned just a little bit closer. They have a little bit more pressure. And here comes the Nano Blade from Raid. Gonna find Pepto. And the damage on Rhino.
He actually only finds that, though. Isn't able to finish Rhino off and barely lives. As One Trick now forced to go in to try and contest. More so, just try and reset Biso as well. We can just get as much damage as he can before he goes down. Charge up some of that Transcendence that he used. But Thomas College are finally going to be able to cap the first point.
Yeah, Thomas College taking that point with 3 minutes on the clock. They have a decent amount of time to work with. And I like the switch from the Sigma, but I'm also really liking the Ashe. I think it's more of a countermeasure to the Winston, but it's still working out in favor of SNHU with the there's the Graviton Surge coming out from Rhino.
Yeah, and that doesn't actually look like it does too much there. Pepto able to get a nice body shot with the railgun there. We're not going to be able to find that kill. Valkyrie will get picked off, and now he's just right in this other Sigma's face. He has Flux ready, a scary position to be when you're overextended so far, and now Rhino just running a bookshelf at the moment, but he is just dipping and diving and out of there.
There's the big Ashe damage on that tank there. And the Dynamite trying to get that damage around the corners, just barely out of range. I feel like Ashe definitely is a good pick with the Sigma composition here, and the Sojourn. They just have so much damage and opting out. But here comes the Flux, finds 2 people. Pepto falls, and the lamp comes out, barely saving Rhino, but he is looking so low.
Barely staying alive. One Trick forced to fall down to try and keep him alive, but they both end up dying. Straight Man's able to kill Reed on his own, but the rest of the team is going to collapse on him, and now Biso just forced to try and get down here and reset. Contest for as long as he can, will end up falling as well. SNHU, they've got a few ultimates to actually try and push back with, but at the moment they really need to find a huge play here.
Yes, SNHU has 4 ultimates to work with right now, but the position that they have to work from, I feel like in order to use those, they're going to have to give this second point here. But we'll see if they try to contest this. Rhino buying a lot of space here. Bookshelf is going to fall to Pepto, and the window comes out from One Trick. A lot of damage on Valkyrie, pops that ultimate, and so does Biso. All the ultimates coming out here right now. I was wrong. Commentator's curse. They are going to contest this point here. Straight Up Men is finding Valkyrie and positioning it in just the right way with the shotgun there to get some damage on Cargo Tokens, who's looking very low. Missing his team here, but oh my god, the fight continues. Jay Gibby's going to find Pepto, and the Nano comes out on Cargo Token.
Was that a Nano Coalescence we saw earlier? How often do you see that? An interesting choice from Thomas College, and they weren't able to find too much value off of it, but that's mostly because force Biso's Transcendence. Now we're going to see the Flux come through. Jay Gibby, a little bit of a weird spot, taking some big damage, but so is Rhino just right in Cargo Token's face. We're going to see the Flux come out as well. Reed finding 2 kills on the backline. Pepper just trying to dive in, find some kills of his own. It takes down Jay Gibby, but Cargo Tokens is right in his face, just trying to body shot him with these railgun shots. Reed is so low, and Pepper is going to run at him with the help of Straight Up Menace. Take him out. Thomas College only 4 seconds left. They have to try and touch Bookshelf, trying to get in, but he will go down, and they won't get the touch. SNHU are going to hold on, only going to let Thomas College find 1 point.
Yeah, they only found 1 point there. That is what happens when these 2 elite teams just do not want to give up any pressure there and keep the fight going for as long as possible. Thomas College just didn't want to give up that pressure that they had or built during that first push there. So I feel like if they regroup there, would have ended a little bit differently, but also SNHU did a very good job of working from that position right in front of the door there with the 4 ultimates. So very well played in general from both teams there.
And now we get to see how SNHU wants to try and play their attack here. Because Thomas College, they really, I feel like, burnt a lot of time off the clock trying to make that monkey work and trying to dive in on the gas station hold. We'll see SNHU also try and do a similar hold here, but Thomas College are not opting for the Sigma. They're going to be looking for the Zarya hold, and more interestingly, both sides are running Kiriko right now. We'll see. One Trick's going to swap off of that, but Valkyrie, I think the time has passed for them to swap there on the front line. Yeah,
Valkyrie looks like he has the Kiriko locked in right now. And we're seeing the Winston come out from Rhino too. Run it back what Thomas College was trying to do last round, and they do not have that boop for Rhino this time. They don't have the Ashe. They don't have the Lucio. So I'm wondering how they're going to protect their high ground here.
I'm telling you, that Reaper looks like a really good pick right now.
Yeah.
if Rhino hops in, that Reaper could potentially just rip him apart. We'll see exactly how this does because he is on the low ground. And actually an interesting spot for Cargo Tokens to hold. He can't really regroup with the rest of his team on high ground if he has to drop, and he will have to drop as Rhino hops in on the high ground with the help of straight up Menace. Menace taking some damage here, but staying alive. Valkyrie will go down, and that Kiriko immediately sent back to spawn.
Looking for their backline here. They have teleported away. Cargo Token's just going to be forced to move back here. I feel like he gave up a lot of space with that very initial hold, and Rhino just continues to eat up the space that he's giving up here.
Cargo Tokens ends up dying in Thomas College. They've got no front line for a short bit. They really just have to try and play around this Reaper. Valkyrie goes down as well, and that's another front liner that falls. That Kiriko switched over to Brigitte, and now still getting caught out without their shield up. SNHU are looking like they're coming right up on capping this point. But Thomas College probably got about one more hold left in them. Will they be able to touch that Wraith form going in with the bubble as well? Cargo Tokens finally showing back up on the scene, but JKB goes down. Pepto just running at him, and Reed on the point's going to get just chewed apart by that Disruptive Field along with straight up Menace. And Valkyrie falls. It's just Cargo Tokens on the cart, and he goes down. SNHU are going to be able to cap the first point with 5 minutes left on the clock.
That is 2 minutes more than Thomas College had going into this first point here. They have so much time to work with right now. And I don't know about you, but I really like the composition they're running. I think the Brigitte is not going to perform as well as a Kiriko right now on this map, Route 66.
Yeah, it's an interesting swap for sure. I think that this Brigitte is really not going to be able to play around high ground quite as well as Kiriko would be able to, but I do like it in sort of being able to peel for their other support, being able to keep JKB alive, but we'll have to see if, Valkyrie's able to escape the wrath of SNHU's DPS line as is. Pepto will actually go down, Bookshelf starting to go in on the side here. SNHU still pushing the cart. Visa actually one trick, just going to one-on-one that Reaper, take him out. And now the entire team just hold up in this garage. We see Jake Gibby just gets caught out again by Rhino, who's now going in on the rest of the backline. Valkyrie goes down. The Dragon Blade comes out. Menace looking to just chew through Cargo Tokens, looking to ensure that they get right up on this final capture point.
Yeah, and Thomas College it's looking like a tight, close push here. Bookshelf popping the Wraith form is just barely going to be able to touch, and the Nano Blade comes out, but will it be enough damage? He is looking very low. He falls. The ball from Cargo Tokens going to be able to buy him a little bit more time, but he's discorded, taking so much damage, and SNHU pushes to that second point there.
What a game. What a fantastic transcendence at the end there from Biso to just shut down that Nano Blade completely. They held on to that knowing that they'd be able to just kind of get through overtime just with that alone. And that really is what closed out the game for them here. And just also not getting so caught up on this first hold. And I think really that comes down to the fact that Thomas College were kind of positioned in a weird way, and SNHU recognized that, and they instantly started to punish. They said, oh, Zarya's on the forward rock. She's on the cliff. She's not on top of the gas station. Well, we're just going to hop on your back line and kill them. And that Kiriko died instantly.
What an excellent response there from Rhino. I feel like that was his redemption there. And he was able to take out so much pressure. And I feel like it was an uphill battle for Thomas College after that play there.
Yeah, it really was, because the moment they captured the first point, they had 5 minutes left on the clock. By the time they got the cart to that final capture point, they had 4 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah.
It is so hard to hold in that one spot for 4 minutes straight. Like, you have to play perfect. And unfortunately, for Thomas Esports, that just was not in the hand today. But looking at what's coming up next, we're finally going to get what we want. We're going to push.
Some push. We're finally going to see some push. It's what you've wanted this whole time.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I am too. Not that I didn't want to see push, but we are making it to that fourth map here. I'm wondering how Thomas College, how they have prepared their push, how SNHU has prepared their push. We haven't seen either, right? We have not seen a SNHU's push gameplay yet.
I was, doing some snooping around earlier, and I saw, up in our meeting room upstairs in the arena, there was a full whiteboard full of just Esperanza notes.
Really?
Yeah, just like what they were going to do on every single point. I looked at that and I was like, I'm so excited to see it tonight. I hope we see it so much, and it looks like SNHU, are really prepared for this. This is such a cool map. I feel like both Coliseo and New Queen Street, a little bit kind of controversial. Some people like them, some people don't like them, but Esperanza, everyone seems to like. This is, I think, one of the best push maps.
Yeah, I'm curious now to check out that whiteboard. I'm wondering if it's looking like a football, like X's and O's, circles.
Yeah, you gotta go up and see it after this. It is the whole playbook up there.
Yeah, but I'm definitely Esperanza. I think I agree with you. Right, it's one of the best push maps, I think, and I am really looking forward to seeing what Soup pulls out here.
Me too.
I think they've been really rocking the mobility composition with the 2 flankers. I think that's what we're going to be seeing with the Ana or Ana and Kiriko or Lucio. It's definitely interesting what they're going to pull out here, and I'm just as excited as you are.
One of the reasons I'm so excited for this is because this is a brand new map. This map came out just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it is, the newest map in the game as of right now, right? Like all these other maps, like Paraíso, Midtown, everything like that, it's all been in the beta. We've seen some of these teams play in the beta. If you've been watching Overwatch League, they've been playing on it forever. But this is a brand new map. Strategies are still being developed for it. It's still, figuring out exactly how you want to play it, what team comps are good on it. And so I think that is one of the most exciting things, just getting to see this brand new map in the order. And I think especially getting to also see push, brand new mode that we haven't seen here on stream with a map that we haven't seen on stream, and a map that, a lot of players have barely even played. Right.
Yeah,
because it is just so new.
Yeah, push I feel like is really freestyle kind of game mode, right? I think there's definitely a strategy to it, but there's so much innovative ideas that you can come up with during this game mode. Just look at how open the map is, right? And there's no really like off limits kill zone, right? Like you can't go over here. You can just run to their spawn if you want, right?
Yeah. It is such an interesting game mode because, like you said, it is so freeform. You can really, it is just team fighting.
Yeah.
Right? It is just 2 teams team fighting constantly over a neutral objective. Both teams take turns attacking and defending fluently, dynamically, and there's a lot of really interesting stuff. This is Overwatch 2's tug of war game mode, and it is a lot of fun to watch. Definitely, really, really fun to play as well. And are we gonna see the Kiriko?
We might.
Are we gonna
see?
No!
No!
He might just boost them out. He might boost them out, switch to Kiriko, and Swift Step. That's
yeah. It's for the rollout.
We're gonna see. No!
No,
He left
he's rolling
spawn.
out
I'm so upset. I want to see it. The only people we've seen play Kiriko die in like the first 30 seconds and then switch.
Yeah.
Which might just be that hero. But
yeah, that might be a hero thing. But it looks like they're going to contest this right side, not even worrying about it. Straight up Menace going very deep with Pepto already there. And he's going to be forced to teleport back there. Straight up Menace looking very healthy, though, and just laying into that Zarya.
Yeah, they back off, and Reed's actually going to be able to finish off Straight Up Menace before he can get back behind cover. SNHU, Weird Spire now, they're down 1. That Sleep Dart does go through, but Cargo Token's going to get woken up there. That Zarya bomb hits him. Ooh, weird spot for Bookshelf. Hit with an anti-nade. Will finally fall as Rhino just microwaves him down. Valkyrie gets hacked and will also end up falling to Rhino and Pepto. And now they have a chance to just push forward here. You see Rhino's completely ignoring that other Zarya, just trying to chase down Jay Gibby. But Thomas College, they're pushing the bot right now. SNHU have to get on it and trying to contest.
Yeah, Pepto looking for that hack there. It would be devastating at this point. And Straight Up Menace with the speed boost just going to run down Jay Gibby. And looking for a second is also going to find Rai. Just a huge damage.
And he's going in.
He's still going.
He's completely safe. He lands right on that health pack. Going to be able to just wraith right back out. Forces so many cooldowns out of them to actually just try and do damage or try and keep them alive. The damage I'm surprisingly not detecting Pepto, but they will actually walk close and that does make a noise, but it doesn't seem like they notice it. As him and Straight Up Menace start to run forward here. Rhino's going to find that kill onto Bookshelf as Big DPS down. He's at 100 charge. He is just melting through people, and Straight Up Menace is going to take down Reed. Valkyrie is hacked. Pepto, I think, maybe forced off there, but Straight Up Menace continuing. Just run forward and hold. Left click. He's so close to getting Death Blossom, and Pepto now has EMP available. A lot of good ultimates coming up, and the EMP is going to go out. Menace is continuing to run forward.
SNHU is missing their tank right now. They are still making progress on that bot, however, and it is so close to that first barricade.
They actually were able to capture that first checkpoint, so they will get forward spawns. They will be spawning a little bit closer, at least until Thomas brings it over the halfway point. Straight Up Menace does have Death Blossom. Is he going to get away with it again? No, he will not. Bookshelf is going to not let him run back to his team.
Yeah, I feel like that objective there of getting those forward spawns was a top priority for SNHU. They're going to be able to contest a lot faster, but these staggers that they're finding on SNHU is definitely going to slow them down a lot. So I feel like it's kind of balanced out now, and we see Thomas College making a lot of progress on the point right now.
Yeah, and if you don't know, the name of the game here is taking the lead by the end of the time. You either push it all the way or just go in, but the Nano Boost comes out, the Death Blossom as well. The shields go through, Cargo Tokens gets chewed through by it. Rhino now on the front lines here, only finding 1 kill on that Nano Blossom. Might hurt a little bit here, but SNHU, a lot of them at critical health. Pepto will be able to find that kill into Jake Gibby before he goes down. Bookshelf falls, Reed falls, that's 4 kills for SNHU as they take down Valkyrie, and that's the whole team down. SNHU gonna get to push the bot once again, probably get these forward spawns back up.
Yeah, and if they get those forward spawns, which they most likely are, look how fast this bot is running. I feel like the regain you get is just like so much more than actually pushing there.
And it always runs at the same speed no matter how many people are pushing it, at least until it gets back to the barricade. And Rhino now has the entire team running at him here. He gets his bubble back just in time to stay alive. One Trick trying to just outmaneuver this DPS that is all over him. Rhino getting chewed through, will get executed there by Cargo Tokens. And now Thomas College, they've got the tank advantage here. They're going to try and push the advantage back, but looks like Rhino will be able to respawn before we lose forward spawns. Rhino now back right on the front lines.
And SNHU is, oh, they were almost up there, but Pepto might find his pick of his own. Is so close there. Is almost going to take him out, but has to teleport back. And this is the name of the game. You just back and forth, pushing back and forth. Pepto not getting detected there. Is in their backline with a lot of information. Hacks Zarya, big hack. Will he be able to do something? He has to get out of there.
He did charge EMP though, and that's really big. The Graviton Surge goes out from Cargo Tokens, does catch Rhino in it. He's barely alive. He will stay alive as he gets the Surge out. The EMP goes out, the beat goes out. They're just staying through, but Reed's going to pop that tack visor, find 2 kills of his own, and stabilize things for Thomas College. They're going to be able to secure these forward spawns.
Yes, and this is not the best position for SNHU here, because if Thomas College secures these forward spawns, they still have the offense, so they have a lot of pressure to work with here on, against SNHU. Gonna find Pepto there out of his invis. Gonna just see, this is, I feel like this is where Sombra excels, but he's going to find his recall location. Will he win this duel? He falls. Jake Gibby is going to lose that duel against Pepto, and he begins to harass his team again.
And now Pepto just going through. He's taking down Bookshelf. He's running down the rest of the team. Valkyrie here caught in a bad spot. Will fade right back out of there. Gets a bubble to support them, but they will not live much longer as SNHU start to push the bot right back. Thomas College aren't able to take the lead, just narrowly be so. Just getting that poison into Jake Gibby, taking him out. One Trick running down Reed.
This is now, we're in the same situation Thomas College was in, but now SNHU has this lead, the forward spawns, and the offense here. I feel like that is the importance of Sombra on this kind of game mode there, because as much as Thomas College has this very strong DPS and output, Pepto was able to make that play there and make everything they did possible. And no, straight up Menace is not going to get away with the Death Blossom this time. Thomas College just pushing the assault right now, and One Trick looking very low there is going to run back to safety.
Biso now just caught the back, and the entire team, Reed's going to be able to finish off those last 2 kills and start to push the bot back. I think the entire team is going to be able to respawn at these forward spawns, which is very, very good for SNHU. They're going to be able to immediately take another team fight before Thomas College were able to get to this first checkpoint.
Yeah, I feel like the reset was smart there in this game. It's looking like if you get staggered, you lose so much pressure. Straight up Menace taking a lot of damage.
Pepto staying in there, does charge up EMP once again. That's the one ultimate that SNHU do have, and it's a big one to actually be holding onto in your pocket. You could potentially find a full team EMP here if he does it right. Reed gets knocked over the wall right here, falls on the team. The EMP goes out. He finds a 4-man hack. Cargo Tokens staying alive, cleansing himself with that bubble, but the rest of the team is just running in now, and SNHU won't be able to actually find any kills off of it, but they do force Thomas back.
Yeah, they're going to be able to buy some space here. Cargo Tokens is not happy, though. He is not going to let them have that space. Rhino being forced to back up here. Biso has the nano. Might look for on Rhino, and there it goes. He has the 60% charge, and he's just microwaving the rest of Thomas College here. How much longer can he survive? And there is the surge.
The beat comes out as well to counter it, and we're going to see the tactical visor come through as well. Reed trying to just chew through SNHU's backline before they lose their frontline. Bookshelf and Valkyrie find kills. Pepto will take down Reed. Now, in the thick of it, in the middle of the entire team, trying to take down Jay Gibby, but he gets around the corner. Opportunistic is going to let him see him through the walls, but he barely gets away. Actually escaping, and now Bookshelf and Cargo Tokens find kills on One Trick and B, so the supporting line for SNHU are down, and Thomas College are going to be able to establish these forward spawns.
Yeah, and I feel like Thomas College had a really good response there for the Nano on Rhino along with the Surge. I mean, I feel like this is what we've been waiting for. This is the push game mode, right? And there's just so much action as we're seeing Straight Up Menace just going straight in here, but he's going to be found by Cargo Tokens, and Raid is going to pick Pepto there.
Look at the communication. Look at the target focusing here. And now the rest of SNHU are just going to get taken out one by one. But Thomas College, they called out, like, hey, Straight Up Menace is out of position, collapse on him. Same thing with Pepto. The entire team immediately just grouped up and took down those priority targets, and that's what allowed Thomas College to push forward here. And they have now taken the lead with 1.5 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in because you do not have to push it all the way there. As long as you have the lead and the time runs out, you win. But the Surge is coming out, going to catch Straight Up Menace, forcing his Wraith form out. He has to get out of there.
He stays alive, though.
Yeah, he's alive, and Bookshelf has his overclock, going to find One Trick.
Oh!
And Biso with the headshot, looking for Straight Up Menace. Will he find him? He's 1 health. And he loses the duel there. But Cargo Tokens has the trade out there, gonna find Straight Up Menace. That's a lot of picks on SNHU right now.
Thomas College are closing in on their final destination right now. If they're able to win one more team fight, it doesn't matter there's 1 minute left on the clock. They're gonna close out the game outright, and SNHU absolutely can't allow this time. We're gonna see the EMP come out, goes onto the back line there. Valkyrie falls immediately. Pepto gonna get that health pack hacked and secured for his team. The rest of these teams are just fighting out here. The Death Blossom is right in the middle. He wants to make sure Jay Gibby's dead, but a railgun goes straight through his face. Straight Up Menace goes down, and now it's just Rhino on the front lines here with Pepto. We see the Nano Boost come out onto Pepto here, and now just trying to shred it through the front line, but he has no health to work with. Forced to translocate behind the team, but Bookshelf knows exactly where he is, and Menace is still holding on to this Death Blossom here, maybe for a Hail Mary kind of play.
Yeah, Reaper, I feel like, is one of those characters that is good at contesting this last point here. Here might be it. There is the Death Blossom. He's going to get pushed away, though, but he does find Jay Gibby there.
Yeah, with a supporting player down, maybe a chance for SNHU to actually push forward here, but they have 3 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to try and force overtime. They have to stay on the cart. Cargo Tokens is able to take down Pepto. That's a big pick, and Cargo Tokens just will not die. A railgun goes through One Trick, takes him out of commission, and it's just Rhino left on the point. And overtime starts to tick down. We see Straight Up Menace try to contest. The overclock comes through. The timer still burning down as Pepto contests, but now that tactical visor coming out, not going to let One Trick actually get back up to the cart, and Thomas College have tied things up 2-2.
Yeah, they're going to take that first push game that we're going to see of the season, and I think it was very well played from both sides. We got to see kind of what this game mode was about, and I think it's really favored for the composition that Thomas College was. As much as I do like the mobility and flankers, they have their mobility of their own, but they just have more DPS output there at the end of the day with the Soldier and the Sojourn.
Yeah, really, really great play there from Thomas. And I think, you know, even though I was really shocked by the fact that they were playing Moira, but I think it really ended up working out for them there. We did see, I mean, I think that's mostly just a comfort pick for their support player there, and we do see that actually working out a lot for them in kind of the way that it's been going. Route 66, they did a decent job with it. We saw a lot of big plays kind of come off of that, and I think, you know, Moira is one of those characters easy to look at and be like, I don't know if that's a good pick. I don't know if I'd pick that, but it's been working out so far for Thomas College, and really, I think right now for SNHU, they had 2 really strong games on the first map and on Route 66, the third map, and now it just seems like maybe Thomas College, it's kind of a just who's better on what map. These two teams seem incredibly evenly matched.
Yeah, Thomas College definitely had their game plan there and came prepared. I feel like they knew their way around that point, or most of the points in that push map, but we're going to see the next map here coming out is
we'll see Oasis, our final map of the night. going to be a control map to close things out. We'll see how this one goes. Oasis is an interesting map. Kind of just how it plays around 5v5 is so different than I feel like a lot of other control maps, just because of the layout of it. And you see a lot of the times, you know, you'd see on Oasis, you have a chance to play like Echo or Pharah on some of these maps, and now unfortunately that is not probably something you'll see anymore. So it'll be really interesting to see how these teams adapt their playstyle and how especially SNHU adapt their playstyle, because we've gotten to see them play on 6v6 Oasis plenty of times, but first time really getting to see them play through this one. So really excited to see. I mean, this is the first set we've had that's gone down to game number 5.
I know this set is so close between these two teams. I feel like they are so evenly matched here, and both of them being very, very elite and on top of their game tonight too. So going into this point, I mean, it's not completely off the table, Echo and Pharah. We have been seeing them run Moira, right? And Moira is not the best of supports. I have heard she has good healing output.
She's got decent
comparatively,
healing output, you know, and Coalescence is a decent ultimate to actually get healing and damage out at the same time, but she just really doesn't have like the big playmaking potential that a lot of the other supports have. She's very consistent. She's a consistent healer that's got a lot of self-peel, which is a big thing in Overwatch too. Like actually being able to stay alive is nice, but she, you know, when you look at characters like Ana or like Zenyatta or you know, like Brigitte, they've got opportunities to actually make plays with their abilities. Moira doesn't have that, but she is just a really consistent backbone to your team.
Right, and we are going to get into game here soon, but I definitely agree with you. I think Moira can't do the things that she normally does, like run into your backline, and she's just going to get focused. She's dead, right?
Yeah.
So this map, for sure, I think what we would see normally is we'd see something like dive like Monkey Diva, so I'm wondering if they're going to run one of those two tanks here on this map. I think someone with the capability of pushing people around or keeping them locked in a certain corner is going to excel. So I'm really wondering, but you know, then again, Zarya's just so strong right now.
That's true.
Right? So we're going to see cargo tokens running the Zarya, and perhaps, possibly Rhino is opting for the Winston.
I'm interested to see. I mean, Winston makes a lot of sense to me because you do really want to contest for the high ground on this stage. It's just that ability to be up on the platform that's directly over the hill is a really nice spot to be in. We'll also see, I mean, Pepto being able to be on the Sojourn and just switch between the low ground and the high ground at will is going to be really nice. But Bookshelf is going to have the exact same things, and arguably so will Valkyrie. With Moira's just like self-peel ability, being able to just hop up really high and get up onto that high ground could potentially be a factor for their team, but Rhino is going to be a big deal. But Jay Gibby actually takes out straight up Menace right off the bat.
Yeah, Jay Gibby with that pick there. Pepto looking, but Valkyrie is going to find them with that orb. I think the monkey, it would, in the long run, if he got up onto that high ground, would provide a little bit more in the defensive situation. However, on the offense, I think Zarya is just a little bit more suited.
Yeah, definitely being able to just put out those bubbles from long distance is so big, and we're going to see straight up Menace switch over to the cast just for that extra range. That wasn't really something that he could really accomplish on Tracer, but now they're just running in, they're brawling up on this high ground. The Immortality Field comes out to try and keep Rhino alive. He's got an entire team pushing down on him. Biso is going to be the one that falls, but straight up Menace getting kills on the back line. Rhino will end up going down. Cargo tokens securing that kill will establish the tank lead in this fight, and that's going to be another kill onto Pepto. SNHU just getting pushed back at Thomas College, retaining control of the hill and starting to just build up this percentage.
Yeah, they might have chewed off or bit off a little bit more than they could have chewed there, because when you're the tank and you push up that far and then you have to walk back, right? The coordination you need to not get your backline pick there is a little bit difficult. So they're looking for a different approach here, coming around the right side. If they can get them surrounded on this high ground, I feel like they have a little bit better odds. And Pepto is the one who can weave in and out of that fight there, if they do choose to go from both sides. Jay Gibby just going to get sniped by Pepto there. That's a big pick for SNHU. Rhino's still taking a lot of damage. The lamp comes out, and Biso has that window. The healing coming out on Rhino is going to be enough for now. Everyone looking very low. Biso is going to fall as well. One Trick looking for that boop. The shield going to prevent it. And the fight continues. However, Thomas College is just going to find more than SNHU there.
they just cannot establish presence on this hill right now. They're having a really tough time pushing into Thomas College, and they're going to have an even tougher time now that Thomas College are 3 ult strong, and one of those is going to be Surge. Surge Coalescence is just going to be a lot of constant damage that goes out onto your team, as well as constant healing for Thomas College. So definitely a scary thing to push into, as well as potentially a big overclock coming out. But Pepto has one of his own, pushing it through this Baptiste window. He's going to be able to find the pick on the cargo tokens. That's Surge down. Now pushing forward again. Bookshelf falls. He takes Jay Gibby as well. They need to take control of the hill. They do get it. They flip it. And now we're going to see Reed and Valkyrie just reset, head back to their team. Thomas College, they're 5 ults strong right now, but SNHU, they just spent a lot to get on that hill.
Yeah, Thomas College obviously is looking to close it out with this next pick or push here. SNHU is going to have to pull some innovative thing to kind of defend against this push that they are about to make. 5 ults strong, that is not the barrel you want to be staring down if you're in SNHU's shoes right now.
Cargo Token taking some damage in. Does have Surge ready. Will eat one of his own. Rhino going through. Cargo Token is taking out. Rhino and Pepto are just fighting so much peace. Straight up as everyone is pulling their weight right now. And now we see Thomas College pushed back once again. SNHU holding on to control of this hill, and they are not letting it go.
That's the kind of picks you're going to need to defend against that. They only burn the overclock, but Pepto just sweeping in there is able to find Bookshelf so early during the ult. However, Thomas just did a really good job of calling off that fight there. They still have 4 ults. There goes the Surge, but the beat comes out from SNHU. Going to be able to defend for a pretty long time to fall. Straight up Menace is going to find Raid, and it is just an all-out brawl from here. Rhino is looking a little bare bones without his support, but he has 100% just melting through. Valkyrie there is so low. He's gonna find him, and he's
maybe
still
too
alive.
far. He's barely staying alive right now. He does get healed back up, and now Pepto has re-arrived on the scene, diving in on the back lane to take out cargo tokens as he starts to flee. Jay Gibby just trying to escape, but he can't get away. SNHU have brought it back to 90%. Thomas College, see him start to switch out for these contest picks. They don't have very much steam left in this round.
It is just so close right now, down to the wire. And they get the touch to the overtime. The timer is burning right now. They opt for the ball. Not the best position you want to be in. But Biso falls there to cargo tokens. The ball actually proving to serve useful there. And Bookshelf is responsible for this touch there. Is going to get picked there by Straight Up Menace, preventing them from touching.
The Deadeye to just zone them out was so big. SNHU, I cannot believe they flipped that round. Thomas College, they went from 0 to 99 in one go. SNHU flipped it right at the end. They went from overtime to take it all the way to the end there. Now they've established a lead. This is set point right here for SNHU. They need to be able to come out on top of this, but Thomas College, it's not going to be an easy fight in this round.
What a comeback that round from SNHU. Thomas College has found their equally matched opponent here, and I think SNHU has as well. These teams are just toe and toe right now. We're going to see Pepto with the Symmetra for the rollout there. Very smart. They're going to get so much ground on this, and it doesn't seem like Thomas has done the same thing. They're going to meet the Soldier just way before the rest of his team.
One trick? He's got an entire team running up on him right now. He will get a big boop there. He finds 2. And Straight Up Menace will end up falling, but this is a huge lead already. Both DPS down, or both DPS are down for Thomas College, and they have no front line to work with as cargo tokens also falls. Jay Gibby goes down, and SNHU, they're starting off strong.
I'm just flabbergasted right now. That's what the rollout is for there from SNHU. One trick with the double boop is going to just buy so much pressure, and they are getting that point for free.
They just weren't ready for him to be there yet, and he found so much off of that. What a play. SNHU are going to start off just already building up percentage here, and they basically are already starting to turn this fight as Bookshelf goes down. Menace finding that shot that he needs. Repositioning a little bit here. Biso within full cover, able to heal his entire team here. And take a bit of damage here as the Zarya starts to push forward. but Straight Up Menace is just hitting his shots. Reed is getting pushed over, and Jay Gibby goes down as well. 2 kills for SNHU as Pepto continues just trying to outduel this Valkyrie. Straight Up Menace will be the one to put that final shot and takes down Cargo Tokens, who was maybe looking a little lost in traffic.
He was looking for that reset there in the traffic, but Straight Up Menace is going to take him out with that headshot, building a little bit more charge. Every bonus you can get here matters in this toe-to-toe fight, but Thomas College is going to have to work with some kind of miracle push here to stop SNHU from their rampage right now. They are at 57% and they need to capture this point. Maybe this D.Va is their answer, but the Nano Monkey goes in.
He's going in on the backline. Valkyrie's going to be forced to just have to get out of here as soon as possible. And Pepto also pushing forward. You see the beat come out from One Trick. SNHU have so much effective HP to burn through right now. They're able to just run outside of their spawn. Gibby goes down. He can't get back, and Cargo Token's just going to reset there. He did swap over to the D.Va, but it doesn't look like it worked out too well for them here in SNHU. Now building up close to the end.
Yeah, they are at 85%, and it is just ticking down. Thomas College is on a timer right now.
This is a big Primal. He's got him so many of them locked in the corner. He does get forced out the Deadeye as well. Just going to zone them through, but the beat goes out. Pepto ends up going down as Reed switches over to the Reaper just to try and establish some presence here. Cargo Tokens trying to get in on One Trick, won't be able to escape as Valkyrie secures that kill, and now things are looking a little bit rough for SNHU. Biso just keeping Rhino alive for as long as possible. That Biotic Grenade's going to miss, he dodges it, and now looks like Thomas College are going to actually be able to flip this point.
Biso resetting there, but also buying a little bit more time to prevent that timer or them from building percentage there. And Thomas College now has their first chance to get percentage on the point right now.
Yeah, you see them immediately start to hop up to high ground here. Reed's in a scary spot right now, though. He's got Death Blossom ready, and he can easily just hop over that wall and land on the entire team. SNHU have to be conscious of that fact. Otherwise, they could find themselves in a really, really rough spot if they're not prepared.
Yeah, they are looking down the barrel of a gun right now, and Pepto is going to get picked by Bookshelf's overclock there. Just flying through the sky. That high ground is so good for Sojourn.
Yeah, and they're just going to back out now, wait to regroup with their team. They can't let this railgun shot find anything, and it won't. They're staying alive at the moment as they just back off here. Thomas College will bring things to 50% right here. SNHU, this timer is running down on them. They do have a nano boost ready for their team. Pepto starting to push forward ahead of the team. Reed, once again, he's in that spot. He's just waiting for it, but Rhino goes in, the bubble goes out. We see Reed drop in, the Blossom comes out from him, and he takes down One Trick, but Straight Up Menace is going to be the one to bring him to justice. Takes him down here, and SNHU now have the advantage. The D.Va Bomb goes out, not going to find any kills. Darth Hogan's going to be able to get that remech for free as Pepto stays in the front line here, along with Rhino. Might get booped down to traffic, but he stays alive. D-Mex, that D.Va, but Bookshelf will trade him right back as they just fight out here on traffic. Jay Gibby gets sent right on out, and Cargo Tokens also falls. SNHU, they have to flip this point right now. They're still fighting for it. The Primal going to come out, forces Reed right back out. Thomas College still just contesting. They have to kill off these final members that are just in here burning down the clock.
Killing Reaper as Winston is not the easiest task, though, and the Coalescence comes out, completely turning the fight. It's 99-99. Straight Up Menace buying as much time as he can.
Got to go for the health pack. We're going to see the overclock come out from Pepto. This is potentially the big game-making play, but he cannot hit that shot. He goes down to Bookshelf, and Biso also falls. No support line for SNHU. We just see Rhino and Menace on the point, still trying to stay alive for as long as they can. Menace cannot stay up. Bookshelf is going to be able to find that railgun shot. Rhino just trying to build up as much speed as he can, but Thomas College are going to close out the second round, and we're down to the final round in the 5th game of this set.
It is so close right now. It is 1-1. This final round is going to decide everything for these teams, and it is just on the line right now. We're going to see the Zarya from both teams here. I think it is a wise decision, and we're going to see the rollout from the Symmetra here. I feel like that's what got them their lead in the first the second round there. It might, prove to be useful for them. Again, I don't know if they're looking at another angle for a boop. but I don't think there's a lot to look for here on this map compared to the last one.
We're going to see the rollout once again with that Symmetra, something that Thomas College are not doing. They are rolling out with the Lucio exclusively, though, but we do see them take opposite ends of this map as Thomas College opt to take the high ground here. We're going to see Straight Man's just teleport right on in. The bubble goes through right before he completes the teleport. He's going to be forced to fall back down, though. This Bookshelf is trying to secure this outer edge right here. It's really scary to try and push up into this when you got a Lucio up there. He can easily just boop you right off. Got a full railgun shot there for Pepto. You see him just trying to line up this shot, trying to keep it up, but he will end up eating a railgun of his own. Has to fall back as the team just starts to run at him. Reed is in deep right now, and he does go down. Menace is going to be the one to take him out. Now Cargo Tokens, half health, has to worry about trying to back up here. Bookshelf barely staying alive. Valkyrie also just getting shredded through at the moment, but One Trick is going to be the one to fall. SNHU losing members, now 2 down. Rhino at half health. Pepto trying to stay alive as long as he can. Biso gets shredded through by Cargo Tokens, though, and that's 2 more down for SNHU. They try and stay alive. Rhino falls. It's just Pepto left. Might as well try and reset. One Trick just now got onto the site, but going to try and maybe contest for as long as he can. Build that up to 28% for SNHU.
Yeah, not a bad push for SNHU. I feel like Thomas College definitely had the position you want to be in with that high ground there, but SNHU was in the position to cap the point. So definitely going right side there was the play. They're going to get that 28% on the scoreboard, and Straight Up Menace just going straight in here. Going to take that Reaper 1v1, but he has his team to back him up. And SNHU is just rolling out right now. The Surge coming out, but the lamp is not going to be enough to save Rhino there. He is going to fall, and now Thomas College is just going to clean up the rest of SNHU here.
They've now taken the lead at the moment. SNHU forced to fall back. Thomas College have a lot of, I mean, they're starting to get close to a lot of once this work with here. They're going to have both of their support ultimates for this next fight and potentially an overclock as well. SNHU also looking at that Baptiste ult, going to open up that window in this next fight potentially as long with that overclock. Potentially a big game-making play here, but Thomas College are going to have the exact same. So we'll see the overclock come out. Pepto starts to go through. The window opens up. He's able to take down Cargo Token, just shreds right through him. Finds Bookshelf as well now. Jake Gibby in the middle of things gets taken out by Pepto, and he finds 4 kills there. An entire team taken down. Thomas College all on that respawn screen.
They are going to stop Thomas College at 60% there. I think, what are you supposed to do when your tank falls that early in the fight? Pepto just shredded through him, but Bookshelf doing a lot of damage himself is also looking low. The Death Blossom gonna find 3! And Straight Up Menace just cleaning up the rest of their team here. That is another team kill back-to-back within 30 seconds.
They're farming their weekly challenge. Get 10 team kills? All right, we'll do it tonight. No problem at all. They're getting it done, and they're able to reclaim the lead here in just a second. Thomas College, they've had these ultimates for so long, but they haven't had the chance to use them. SNHU have just shut them down every time they try to approach the hill, and now maybe is their chance to actually pop these. Coalescence goes out. Straight Up Menace taking a lot of damage, trying to stay alive. Beat comes out from One Trick as they start to move right back in, trying to push into Thomas College. Overclock comes out. You see the Coalescence run out here. Bookshelf trying to find any hits with this. Can't hit it. One Trick gets around the corner in time. Cargo Tokens goes down. Pepto able to take him out with the Disruptor Field. They start to move forward again. Reed goes down, and it's just Jake Gibby left out here as Bookshelf also goes in deep, forced to fall back and reset again. Another team kill.
They are just going back-to-back here. I think that's within a minute here. 3 team kills, and they are at 95%. They are switching to these desperate picks to get the touch, and as much pressure as it can. Beat goes down. Gonna buy them a lot of time. Rhino is looking down the barrel of a Death Blossom. Pepto finding him before he can finish it, though. Jake Gibby looking very low, and now it is just 3 players from Thomas College. Valkyrie looking very low. Pepto finds it again, and the rest of Thomas College soon falls after.
And that's the game. Another team kill. 4 in 1 round. SNHU close it out. A hard fought battle from both sides, but what a game. Looking at the players, seeing the look of relief on their face when it finally closed out was so good. This is the One Trick. When he booped both of them off the edge, I cannot believe he got away with this. This did so much for them in that round, but what a game coming out. Definitely one of the best games of Overwatch 2 we have seen so far.
I know, that was such a good set there played from both of them, and what a round to finish on too. 4 team kills in that one round alone. So, you know, you just love to see it. That's the kind of Overwatch we're looking at here, and we got to see our favorite game mode too tonight, so. It's a win-win for
What
everyone.
a great set. What a great set. Amazing. I'm so glad that we got to watch that.
Yeah.
SNHU versus Thomas Esports. Both sides putting on a fantastic show. Thank you so much to both of these teams for coming out tonight to play for us, for all of us here in the arena and on stream. Thank you for coming out. Thank you once again to the players. Thank you for supporting the players coming out here constantly all the time. But that's going to be all for us tonight. What a crazy game. If you want to see more from that, if you want to see any clips, any match updates, anything going on in or around the arena, check out our Twitter at SNHU Esports. You can also find all of that as well on our Discord, which is also /SNHU Esports. You'll be able to find everything there, including the great community that is in and around the arena, which we got a lot of people in here tonight. Definitely. I love the Overwatch is one of our more successful games here in the arena. We get so many people coming in to watch these games, and it's so much fun. So definitely come down next time we got Overwatch, or come down tomorrow when we have Rocket League in here for Friday. Should be a lot of fun. Be sure, once again, check out our Twitter for all sorts of information on that match, when it's happening, everything like that. But that's all for us tonight. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Was actually just dishing out the damage when he doesn't need to heal his teammates here. Exactly what you want to be doing on this flex tank. And there's the Blossom coming out from straight up Menace. The out just catches SNHU almost by surprise, but straight up Menace takes out Raid there. And the mirror comes out with the Death Blossom, and no more needs to be said. SNHU just maybe a little opposition here. We'll be able to kill straight up Menace. You hear the entire team going in on him here, but it looks like he might be able to actually escape. Pepto overclocking, trying to find anything, but he just cannot. He will be able to find Jay Gibby. Jay Gibby has the nano ready. And there's a tactical visor from Raid. And the nano boost onto Bookshelf. It's a lot of damage. And 3 from SNHU falls. Tokens will end up paying the price. The overclock comes out, just running down. Valkyrie trying to find a kill on Bookshelf. Will find it. Pepto finds 2 before backing off. And now Reed goes down. He finds a 3rd. Step push. Rhino eats a headshot there. He's going down so fast. He dies. And now the Dragon Blade comes out. The Nano Blade. Sorry, straight up Menace are just getting sent right back to the spawn room. Biso contesting in trans. Really hard to contest SNHU when they're above them like that on the high ground. And the overclock comes out. It finds a little bit of damage. But Rhino looking a little bit low there. Pepto just him. And Reed on the point's going to get just chewed apart by that disruptive field along with straight up Menace. And Valkyrie falls. It's just cargo tokens on the cart, and he goes down. SNHU going to be able to cap the first point with 5 minutes. Yeah, Pepto looking for that hack there. It would be devastating at this point. And straight up Menace with the speed boost just going to run down Jay Gibby. And looking for a second is also going to find Raid. Alive, he will stay alive as he gets the surge out. The EMP goes out, the beat goes out. They're just staying through, but Reed's going to pop that tag visor, find 2 kills of his own, and stabilize things for Thomas College. Up here, Biso has the nano, might look for on Rhino, and there it goes. He has the 60% charge, and he's just microwaving the rest of Thomas College here. How much longer can he survive? And there is Menace just going straight in here, but he's going to be found by cargo tokens, and Raid is going to pick Pepto there. Look at the communication. Look at the target focusing here, and now the rest of SNHU are. Bookshelf has his overclock, gonna find one trick. And Biso with the headshot, looking for straight up Menace. Will he find him? He's 1 health, and he loses the duel. Starts to take down. You see straight up Menace try to contest. The overclock comes through. The timer's still burning down as Pepto contests, but now that tactical visor coming out, not going to let one trick action. So definitely a scary thing to push into as well. There's potentially a big overclock coming out, but Pepto has one of his own, pushing it through this Baptiste window. He's going to be able to find the pick on the cargo tokens. That surge down, now pushing forward again. Bookshelf falls. He's pushing it through this Baptiste window. He's going to be able to find the pick on the cargo tokens. That surge down, now pushing forward again. Bookshelf falls. He takes Jay Gibby as well. They need to take control of the hill. They do get it. They flip it, and now we're going to see Reed and Valkyrie just re-spraying down if you're in SNHU's shoes right now. Takes damage in, does have surge ready, will eat one of his own. Rhino going through, Cargo is taking out. Rhino and Pepto are just fighting. Thomas has done the same thing. They're going to meet the soldier just way before the rest of his team. One trick,
He's got an entire team running up on him right now. He will get a big boop there. He finds two. And straight up Menace will end up falling, but this is a huge lead already. Both DPS down, or both DPS are down for Thomas College, and they have no front line to work with as Cargo Tokens all. Straight up Menace just hitting his shots. Reed getting pushed over, and Jay Gibby goes down as well. 2 kills for SNHU as Pepto continues just trying to out-duel this Valkyrie. Straight up Menace will be the one to put that final shot and takes down Cargo. Essentially a big game-making play here, but Thomas College are going to have the exact same. So we'll see the overclock come out. Pepto starts to go through. The window opens up. He's able to take down Cargo Token, just shreds. Right through him, finds Bookshelf as well now. Jake Gibby in the middle of things. Making play here, but Thomas College are going to have the exact same. So we'll see the overclock come out. Pepto starts to go through. The window opens up. He's able to take down Cargo Token, just shreds. Right through him, finds Bookshelf as well now. Jake Gibby in the middle of things gets taken out by Pepto, and he finds.
When your tank falls that early in the fight, Pepto just shredded through him, but Bookshelf doing a lot of damage himself is also looking low. The Death Blossom gonna find 3 and
take him out with the disruptor field. They start to move forward again. Reed goes down, and it's just Jake Gibby left out here. As Bookshelf also goes in deep, forced to fall back and reset again. Another team kill.
Beat goes down. Gonna buy them a lot of time. Rhino is looking down the barrel of a Death Blossom. Pepto finding him before he can finish it though. Jay Gibby looking very low. Was actually just dishing out the damage when he doesn't need heals.